directly beautiful hamlet of CAMARMA, which is a bedroom community of Madrid, once famous for housing military personnel of the United States Air Force. Now it's void of Air Force personnel, but probably a few retirees are hanging around. Directly ahead and in the center of the frame are the Sierra, blanketed by snow-covered peaks. Quite gorgeous. Not quite as gorgeous is this ragtime trunk bag, but it's quite useful. And I prefer the trunk bag to the Ortlieb pannier on longer trips when possible, because it's more aerodynamic. Aerodynamics play a big role in bicycling, whether it's an e-bike or a regular standard pedal bike. And I just took off my jacket and crammed it into the trunk bag, which is now pretty much filled to capacity. But I brought the jacket because I'll be out for quite a while on today's longer ride, and it could get cool, and it was a little cool when I left the house, just enough to justify having it. So, and cut through these beautiful farms. Well, I cut off some of the ride to this spot because it's a little boring. We'll see how this all goes, because it can get pretty muddy here. Well, maybe I can get around the mud. Yay! That was good luck. It's been raining a lot, so I anticipate there's going to be a lot of water puddles and flooded spots. Hopefully I won't have to get too muddy. But it's really weird, because where the clay and rocks are, it dries up really nice. But where the low spots are, it fills up with water, and that can stay for days. If you go back to my YouTube channel and look for videos of Meco, M-E-C-O, you'll see over the last couple months how this place has changed. Even though the rides might be the same, the way they look is very much different. I'm going to move the camera to my helmet so it doesn't get bounced around quite so much. I think this should be better. Heads make wonderful gimbals, and I have a wonderful head. Here we are. I made an adjustment on the spikes, or the studs I should say, on the HT pedals. I put little 2.5 millimeter washers underneath the heads and backed them out, oh, maybe 2 millimeters, because they were digging into the shoes so well I couldn't adjust my feet, the position of my feet at all, without having to lift them up off the pedal. And while that's fine out here because you don't need to take your feet off very often, in a traffic situation where your feet are coming on and off the pedals a lot, getting them orientated again was difficult for me, especially after using clipless pedals pretty much forever. Back in the day, I used toe clips with straps, and I found that to be just fine. And I don't have anything against that setup, except maybe it's a little bit restrictive on your foot. Clipless pedals are easier to get out of because you don't have to release the strap before you take your foot out, which is much better. On the other hand, there are times in gravel where you don't have time to unclip and you want your foot instantaneously available to catch yourself. That's happened to me a few times, and I think if I had clipless pedals, which are really clipped, I wouldn't have been able to get my foot out. But because I'm using these flat pedals, I could rescue myself quite easily. God, this was just such a perfect day. I probably should have left my Gore jacket with the vest and just yanked the sleeves off, but now I feel a little cool. But with the sun on my back, it sort of balances it out. As the day gets on, it should get warmer. It usually peaks about 5 o'clock, and once the sun begins to get too far west, it starts to cool off again with deliberation. It is so awesome to see these fields full of green stuff. 2 months ago, it was just churned up dirt. And it was, well, that's good too, because you need the churned soil in order to make for all these beautiful plants, which I'm not even sure what they are. There's the beautiful church directly in the center of the screen. And I think that'll do for now.